With high unemployment, the economic outlook for 2010 may not look as promising as some may have hoped. We caught up with a Purdue economist to give us a look at some of the issues facing the United States.
It's not going to be a great economic year. High unemployment, low economic growth.
Purdue economist Wally Tyner says there are 3 issues facing the nation. One of those is regulatory problems with banks.
We have big banks that are deemed too big to fail, and the local banks are not deemed too big to fail. So if our local banks take too much risk, they go under, their shareholders lose everything. They get taken over by the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. But if the big banks fail, we don't let them. We don't let them fail. We take them over and bail them out, and that's just not a level playing field.
Tyner says the nation has to fix that problem or it faces another financial crisis in the future. He also says unemployment will remain high throughout 2010.
Unemployment's going to stay at 10% or around that all year long, and if unemployment's high, then we can be sure that people aren't going to jump out and spend because they're worried about their jobs and their friends' jobs and the like. So unemployment being high means that spending's not going to grow, and that means economic activity's not going to grow.
The third issue facing the nation is its huge budget deficit.
We started having a big deficit with the Bush tax cuts. Then we had a war in Iraq. Then we added a second war. And then on top of all that, we had the very deep recession.
And while some economists say we're now out of the recession, Tyner says that could change.
3 of the leading economists in the country, 2 of them Nobel Prize winners, have predicted a double-dip recession, meaning we go back into recession in the second half of this year. They're not saying it's certain, but that it's possible.
Tyner says either way, 2010 will be a year of slow economic growth.
Companies aren't going to hire until they feel confident they can keep the people on. They don't want to hire somebody this week and a month from now say, oh, it doesn't look as good as it did, and terminate them. They want to be confident that they can grow their business before they add jobs, and people are still nervous about that.
But Tyner says it seems like the government is on track for recovery.
I think the government has made some good decisions. We could be in a depression now, and we're not. So the things that they did, the actions they took, I think helped us to get us to this point.